Hello everyone, welcome to another part of my Nextcloud tutorial. Today we're gonna resolve some issues that we actually have here regarding memory, regarding HTTP, some other modules. Okay, so let's get to it. So first thing we'll need to do, I'm just gonna clear this screen. We're gonna resolve the problem regarding the memory limit. So this one. Okay, so to address the issue, we need to actually go to our nano etc php 7.4 Apache to php ini. So we have to get to php ini. If you would like to locate it quite fast, you can always use locate php ini. And there you go, there are all php inis currently available, and we are of course interested in our Apache to php ini. So let's open the configuration. Now we're gonna search for memory limit. And here we have our memory limit. I'm gonna change this to 1024. I'm gonna save the changes and then just restart the Apache. Let's go back here. Gonna reload the site now after the restart. Okay, so next thing we'll take care of is HTTP. So for this, we're just gonna, first thing we'll need to do, we need to enable a module. So we're gonna do a2enmod SSL. So we're gonna enable Ssl module. As you can see, my module is already enabled. Now we're gonna create a directory in etc Apache 2. We're gonna create a folder named SSL, and now using this command we're gonna create a self-signed certificate. Why am I gonna use a self-signed certificate? Because I don't have a purchased domain name. So I could use thirdbot. You could go to thirdbot.eff.org and then you could, just using let's script, generate yourself a certificate, but only if you have a domain name. You bought a domain name somewhere on some website. I don't have anything. I haven't bought anything, so it wouldn't work for me. That's why I'm using this self-signed certificate for my HTTP HTTPS exactly. Okay, so let's create the certificate. So let's do here enter, because this is not required. Here I'm gonna just input my IP address of my server, so my instance, and there we go. This is covered. Next thing we need to do, we're gonna need to actually go to etc Apache 2 sites available default SSL conf. We need to open this one with nano, or whatever you want to open it with. Under the server admin, you need to add server name. So we're just gonna go down here. We're gonna add a server name. In my case, it's gonna be an IP address with the port HTTPS port 443. And down here, you need to change this bogus SSL certificate as well as this one. So let's change this one first. So this one is going to be add the Apache to SSL Nextcloud cert. So this is going to be the certificate here, and here you're going to insert the key. Okay, now it's saved. Everything is saved, great. Now let's restart the Apache. Okay, now let's enable default SSL and reload Apache. And let's do a restart again. Okay, next thing, we'll need to go to our config.php. So we're gonna do nano. We're gonna open up our config.php file, which is this one, the main one. And here we're just gonna add 2 additional lines. So let's go to the end of the configuration. Let's add another 2 lines of configuration. So the first one is gonna be htaccess rewrite base, and the second one is gonna be override protocol to HTTPS. So what does it do? The first one does actually take the index.php from your website name. So if you can see, I have here index.php. After the rewrite, it should be without this index.php, and overwrite, of course, if you put the address of your Nextcloud, it should redirect you instantly to HTTPS from now on. So let's save it. I'm gonna clear the screen. Now we need to just update the settings again with using the OCC. Just remember, you need to be here in your Nextcloud folder for the OCC to be able to do this. Okay, so htaccess has been updated, and now let's restart Apache. Okay, so let's check out what we managed to do here. I'm just gonna log out for now. And I'm just gonna clear all of the cookies so it doesn't hold on to anything actually. So it's gonna be fresh. I'm just gonna check if the network connection is fine with the server. That's fine, everything is going. So let's do now HTTPS, or maybe let's do HTTP, should redirect. Okay, since I'm using Bitdefender, then of course I need to allow this site. So there you go. We have HTTPS, and we have the login without the index.php, and here, if we go here, of course, it says that this site is secured with the certificate, our own certificate, of course, that we made for our Nextcloud. So this is the certificate, has been created. Right, so let's go in, log in. We're gonna check what's next. Okay, so after going to settings, and now of course going to our overview section, we will see another error that has occurred after the HTTPS. So we need to do the strict transport security now header. We need to configure this thing. So let's go now, open our PowerShell again. We need to actually go to our default SSL conf. So etc Apache 2 sites available, default ssl.conf. In this configuration, under the server name, so we need to go here, make a little space, and here we're gonna add an additional line as you can see, which is gonna be called header always add strict transport security max age. You need to input here the same amount of numbers that is actually here. So this is the amount of numbers. Include subdomain preload. And of course I need to take this out because I've done a little bit too much. Okay, now we just need to save this, and after that we just gonna need to enable the headers. So we're gonna do A2EN mod headers. Okay, headers already enabled, and now we're gonna restart Apache. I'm gonna open our site, we're gonna reload the site. Let it go through security issue checks, and our HTTP is set. Right. So next, after that, we should actually take care of our email. So as you can see, if we go to basic settings, there is our email server. I'm gonna show you how this should actually look like. So I have some kind of server setup. Well, I have some kind of account setup here and to use this. So let's say encryption should be SSL TLS, of course. Authentication should be login. Authentication required. Server address, it should be smtp.gmail.com. If you have a Gmail account here, 465, if I remember that correctly. I don't know if I do. And here you need to put your Gmail address, email or Gmail address, and of course the credentials for your email address. After this is configured, you need to save it and then send the email. So to be honest, I wasn't really able to configure this. I was getting errors all the time. I had some problems with sending this verification email, because every time I was trying to send the email from my server, it was held down somewhere. I tried to configure IMAP on my account on Gmail, on my Gmail account. I switched to IMAP as well. There is a specific option for that in your Gmail account, but that didn't help. When I tried to change the port and I changed it to 993, it helped a little bit, but still there was some kind of verification problem. So you gotta play with it, because it seems pretty easy, to be honest, because you just need to fill this up with the basic stuff that is given by your email provider, but it is easy and it's not working. So there we go. Okay, but let's skip this for now. Next thing on my list would be actually default phone region. So this is not set. So we will need to again open our PowerShell. We would need to open our configuration file. So config.php as always, because we're working here mostly at the end. Again, I'm gonna just add another line. And this is my region, so I'm just gonna save it, do a yes. I'm gonna update again the config, and I'm gonna restart the Apache. Okay, and after that we can reload the site. Next thing on our list is no memory cache has been configured. Okay, so let's take care of the memory cache now. Okay, so first thing, we're in our Nextcloud, so that's good. We're gonna again open our config.php file, and here at the bottom again I'm gonna add another line, which is gonna be memcache.local oc memcache apcu. Alright, now let's just again save the configuration file. As you can see, it asks, is the matching PHP module installed or enabled? Because we need to, before we actually save this configuration now, we need to install Apcu. So let's do that. Let's do apt install php 7.4 Apcu. I'm gonna install this. After this is done, we're gonna go to etc php 7.4 CLI php ini, and at the end of this file we're gonna add one additional thing, which is called apcu.enable CLI equals 1. We're gonna save it. Now we're gonna restart Apache. And now let's actually enable our configuration again. And let's restart everything again. Let's go back here. Now we can refresh our site for another check. Okay, so we have configured this option as well. Now let's go to the PHP module imagick. Okay, so this is the next on our list. Okay, so we are now gonna go and actually install imagick. So let's do apt install php 7.4 imagick. Yes. So let's wait a moment. Okay, it's done. Now let's actually clear the screen. Now we're gonna do grep for imagick. It is here. Okay, thanks. Now we're gonna use nano again, and we're gonna open PHP ini again. And now under the PHP, so under here, we're gonna add one small thing. So I'm just gonna go here, and here I'm gonna add extension equals imagick. I'm gonna save it. Now I'm gonna restart Apache 2. Okay. And well, actually, now when we refresh this and the check is performing again, as you can see, we have now something else, because now the module PHP imagick in this instance has no SVG support. So now we have to actually do something additional to make it work. So we need to install apt install libmagick core. I'm gonna install this. Okay, and now let's do apt show. I'm just gonna check for a moment. Okay, enhances. Fine. So now let's go here, or maybe I'm just gonna do a fast restart of Apache, and now we're gonna check for system security issues again. Okay, so this is the stuff that has been done. At the end we have the PHP modules, GMP and or bcmath are not enabled, so let's take care of this right now. Next thing on our list. So for that we're just gonna do apt install php 7.4 bcmath. And apt install php 7.4 GMP. And service php 7.4 fpm restart. After that we need to restart Apache 2. And now let's go back here. Okay, so we got that stuff covered as well. So the only thing that is left is this accursed email and SMTP server. Okay, and one last thing that is not displayed here, but it will show up. You need to set up a cron job, because if you haven't done it yet, after a while, after 24 hours or 48 hours, you will receive a red notification here that you haven't actually had any cron jobs done for a while and nothing is going and stuff like that. So to configure this, let's open our PowerShell. We will just need to open our cron tab. Okay. I'm gonna use number 1 because it's gonna be nano. And here in our cron tab at the middle, let's add one liner. So I'm gonna add this cron job. And now let's check what we have actually on our cron tab. Our job is here. Okay, fine. So basically now you just need to reboot. Takes a moment. Okay. Okay, perfect. Now we can actually log out. Can log in again. And as we can see, we still of course have this mail notification, so that's basically the only thing that is left to be configured. All the other things are covered. Let's go to basic settings. Let's change to cron, of course. To an overview. And okay, so basically that's how it is. That's all I wanted to cover in this video regarding the preparation of Nextcloud. Maybe I will do one last video where I'm gonna just go through some of the stuff that is here that you can actually utilize when you're using Nextcloud. But if it goes to the basic configuration and getting rid of all of this nasty stuff that you have here in the overview, that's how you should do it, to get rid of all of those warnings. Like I said, all the stuff that you actually want to change is in your config.php file. So that's your main configuration file. Everything you change there is gonna be shown here on the Nextcloud. If you want to see a little bit more of configuration, you can always go to my own cloud video where I also was configuring the config.php file. I showed some comments there that can be used and utilized, and some other stuff that you can use in the config to make it better. It also applies to, of course, to Nextcloud. Okay, so I think that's it for now. Like, subscribe the video. Of course, if you feel like supporting my channel, I will be very happy if you become my Patreon. So, okay, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.